This video is sponsored by the A to Z of van life. Hello, hello, hello. Whoa, long time no see.
Long time no vid.
Is that what we're going with now?
Oh, I don't know. Ooh.
Right.
All right. Well, that's what YouTubers go with.
Are we good? Is that good?
Hello, everyone. We are alive. We're back, and we're in Italy. So it's been a couple of months break, and if you're obviously an avid viewer, then thank you so much for coming back and sticking with us and being curious whether we're alive.
We are.
Where are we here? But you may have noticed that we haven't been posting.
And that's because we've been working on a super secret project which is now live. And
it's coming out today.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And we're going to tell you more about it at the end of the video.
Yes, but essentially we wanted to put our effort into that rather than produce weekly videos. We have been filming, there are videos coming up, a lot of interesting and really cool videos coming up. So stay tuned for those. We're back weekly, so those will be coming out. But today...
You can feel the excitement.
I know.
Today we're going to be answering one of your questions, which was submitted via our monthly giveaway that we run on our mailing list. If you don't know what I'm talking about and this giveaway is new to you, then on our newsletter each month we give away a van build consultation. That to enter you have to be a subscriber, B, leave a comment on this YouTube video telling us where you are in your van build journey, and most importantly fill out the form that is linked in the description in order to enter that giveaway if you fancy having a van build chat with us. So we're asked, I would like to know about the changes from your original design, what you hope to include in the future. There was a folding bed and all sorts planned, there was, and why some things were not included. Also, seeing the plumbing sorted out for the shower would be nice.
That's a lot of questions.
Yes, it would be nice. But right off the bat, this video, we will not be doing the plumbing. But this month, we will be showing you how the shower turned into a shower.
A functional shower.
A functional shower.
We have plumbed up the water now. We have plumbed up the hot water. So there'll be a video on that in the coming weeks. But let's answer the other stuff about our layout changing and why it changed.
Alright, so our original design, well, there have been quite a few. So I'm gonna start with maybe the one that you will most likely remember, which is the one that we did in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Which was fixed bed, kitchen somewhere, and then a couch. And that was that's kind of the standard layout.
Yeah, that was the standard layout. That's what we knew, so that's what we designed. However, very quickly after renting that camper van in Scandinavia, we quickly realized we do not want a fixed bed.
No. It was very hard to access all of that ginormous storage space, because you'd have to go outside, and outside was sometimes very windy, very cold, and you don't want to, or you have to have some sort of crawl space, and
which didn't fill us with joy. We
found that we don't want to crawl to get to our stuff, and also the amount of times we hit our heads. No. So that experience quickly changed our opinion about having a fixed bed garage and how useful that space would be.
So then we tried to figure out what other bed designs we could actually get into the space, which is how we ended up with the Murphy bed on the wall.
Yep. So that's the folding bed that this person is referring to. So that was really the big pivotal feature of the van. It's actually in a lot of van builds, the bed is what everything is designed around, because it's like this ginormous big thing that has to fit.
Yeah, and even though the Murphy bed was a folding away bed, the most of the back of the van still had to be designed around that feature specifically, because we needed to know how far it's going to drop down, is there going to be a leg, is it going to rest on the kitchen counter, etc, etc.
Yeah, so at the beginning, from our original design, so there were a few key things that were a problem. One was the fixed bed was a no-go. 2, the corridor thing was absolute hell no. I do not want to always touch this as we pass each other. It's okay, I'm joking. Though I still don't want constant elbow contact. Right there. So the bed, the corridor, and we absolutely wanted wide space, you know, we're gazelles. We wanted to be able to walk around and have open space floor plan. At the beginning, we really hadn't seen any examples of that. So we were really starting from a complete zero, so no experience whatsoever with how you know, do interior design, spatial awareness, all of these aspects of it. So our layout really did change a lot as we experienced more and learned more, even before we bought the van.
Yeah, and then after buying the van and actually like starting to be in the space, we did cardboard mock-ups and bits and pieces like that, and kind of floated around and spun around in the space. Then we thought, okay, how is this going to affect our design? And the further we got down the build in terms of the framing section, I guess, the beginning bit, you know, putting down the floor and stuff like that.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the van build, we had a similar layout designed as what we're living in now. So we had figured out the couch, kind of the kitchen, the bathroom's going to be around here.
And the back bench.
And the back bench, and then we were going to use that wall, the other wall, as the Murphy bed place. And honestly, spatially, the Murphy bed would have worked beautifully. Just fine. It would have been awesome, you know, everything made up, then you dip it down, all good. However, about a third way through our van build, we went to a weight bridge. It was like, because we knew that the weight is a big consideration with van builds, but even though we knew that, we weren't really calculating how much we were putting in the van. No. We just sort of arbitrarily picked things that we thought were lighter, which they were, just not light enough.
Yeah, because when we went on that weighbridge, the van weighed a lot more than we thought it would be at that point. And at that point, we were like, okay, we need to calculate how much this van is going to weigh before we build the thing. And we quickly came to the conclusion that we're going to need to build this thing lighter. Now, part of that was finding lighter materials like the wall cladding. We found some lightweight ply and other bits and pieces. We can eliminate the need for so many legs on all the furniture and the construction.
So we managed to preserve a lot of the features that we wanted to do in the van originally. However, there were a few big things that had to be sacrificed. And one was the Murphy bed. Two, it was the pull-out deck that we're going to do, which it was a really cool idea where basically we're sitting here on the couch, you can open the door and then the deck would just go forth out and extend the living room, which it was so possible. I knew how to do it. I had the sketch of how to do it, how to build the second floor. And then we did the maths, and I was like,
it's going to weigh another,
not going to weigh.
What was it, 50 to 100 kilos just for that functionality?
Yeah, something like that. Because here's the trick, with small spaces, multifunctionality is key. But multifunctionality does not mean lightweight. Actually, weight is actually derived from function, not how bulky things look in the space. You can have a very lightweight van and feel like there is absolutely no space in that van, whilst with our van it feels very spacious, almost you think it's feather light. So what I did to solve all of this is, number one, I scrapped the bed from the design. I was like, okay, the bed weighs too much, bin it. I don't want it. It's causing me too much stress, and I was like, I'll figure out where I'll sleep. I'll just keep in the corner somewhere if I'm tired. It was a very sort of intuitive process. If it stresses me out too much, I just binned it. And in this case, the bed was it. This proved very effective design strategy because it allowed me to design the rest of the house, you know, the livable part of the house the way we wanted, and then to see where the bed could fit within that.
Yeah, because essentially the way that our bed came to be is that we just managed to kind of, okay, well, if this is X, Y, and Z, if this is here, if that is there, the only places the bed can go is on the floor or over on the couch, or if we build something else that folds down, kind of similar to how the Murphy bed was.
Yeah, but that would mean that we have to increase the weight on the van, which would then mean that we have to get new driver's license, which would add this much cost to it. So there was a way to do it, but it was all about what we're willing to sacrifice or pay for at this stage in our life. The cutting the proper mattressy bed out of the equation was it. Yeah. And then all of this led me to actually question, do we even need a bed? Do we even need a mattress? And yes, you do need a place to sleep. You do need the bed. But no, you do not need a fancy, thick mattress.
Yep.
Because all of this design process led to questioning, why am I sore after sleeping on this super duper fancy mattress that we were sleeping on at the time during the van build.
So we were sleeping on like a 25 centimeter thick memory foam mattress, which was, absorbs and contour to your shape. But when we got up in the mornings, we were very stiff and sore. And yes, some of that was probably due to the van build. But
even on mornings where we weren't, recovering from severe, physical fatigue.
Yeah, it still was causing us discomfort. So then we thought, okay, well, there must be other bed designs out there. And voila, Japan.
And futons. As you do, we looked into the science of sleeping and what it does to your skeleton and things like that. And then I was questioning, why does a whole culture choose to sleep and do things kind of floor level? So we did all of that research and we tried it. Okay, well, if we feel stiff on the super duper fancy memory foam mattress, and the science says that technically firmer bed is better for your skeleton to align and for your joints to click properly and whatever, then let's give it a go. And we tried it. We actually tried it before we moved into the van. We bought a futon, we slept on the floor, and it turned out the science was right
for us. And we were like, this works amazing. If we can,
this solves all of our problems with the bed.
Yeah, because like the mattress that we actually sleep on now is a 6 centimeter thick mattress topper that folds up and fits under the couch along with all of our pillows and bedding. And it's like, hold on, if this can be our mattress and we can fit it under the couch,
it's like, why bother with the thing that actually looks like a conventional bed? It was like, lightning. It was actually a huge stress relief that our bodies basically adapted to sleeping on the floor, and it was good for us, and it's still good for us. So like a year and a half on, we're still doing it.
Yeah, a year and a half, and we have spent
obviously we're not crippled.
A year and a half on, we've spent every night bar one, having moved into the van, sleeping in the van on that mattress. And I have never woken up stiff.
So that was a huge success and a huge bonus for the van design. So that's how all that changed. And the concept for the open plan, basically after we removed the bed, I was keeping everything to the sides of the van. I was like, I'm not sacrificing that space. That's awesome. I love being able to walk back and forth. And because we had that sort of key of we're keeping the space and we only cut into the space when it was absolutely necessary, that basically allowed us to keep the space, because everything was designed with such intention that we were able to do that. So that's why some things were not included. The main guiding force behind that was the weight, but actually the weight issue was a blessing in disguise, because it pushed us into a space where we need to think with more intention. We need to actually know ourselves and say what exactly we need and discover step by step what and where things need to go.
Yeah, and that wasn't a complete seamless transition. We did go through hiccups. We did try some things that definitely did not work, and we're like, okay, back to the drawing board, let's figure out something else. But it did allow us to go through that journey rather than just build something that maybe wouldn't have worked the best way for us as we could have built it.
And speaking of all of this, we have actually produced a free van build workshop on how to plan your van build layout, and that is out today. And there's a link in the description for all of you to just pick it up and go watch it now.
And in that workshop we show how to go through your layout, what kind of processes you need to go through to actually design the layout that's right for you, not just a bog standard layout.
And I have revealed some pictures of our original designs, like way before the Scandinavia trip. The things that we designed that were not to scale, they were weird, they were really wacky and kind of, but nice scribbles. There's the doodles there, so that they're in that workshop where we reminisce about our failings to do design.
But I think it's going to be helpful to see how to go through the layout journey if you're in that design stage.
Yeah, and we talk about all the mistakes in the design process that we took. So we've put that all together. If you're at the beginning of a van build and you think about how to design your layout, and this is your first time especially, the workshop will help you with all of that, and it's free, so don't miss it.
First link in the description.
And FYI, this workshop is one of the secret projects we'll be working on. So if you watch it, you will find out more.
And our workshop is on our brand new designed website. So that is another treasure trove in and of itself. And you'll see it's, yeah, endless haul.
Anyway, there was more aspects to this question, which is what are the future upgrades that we're planning to do? Well, the coming month is the upgrade month.
Yes, so we've got a couple of videos coming where we upgrade our electrical system, and we do indeed plumb in the hot water for our shower and our tap. So those videos are coming up.
Yeah, there are a few upgrades that will probably require a new van, so a new van build, which, it's not out of the question. But there are a few things that I would like to improve on, such as, one, the bug net. The bug net is a bit saggy. There isn't like a nice frame for it to have the best tensile strength for it not to be saggy. Yeah. So I would love to have like a frame. I would like to upgrade the conduits that all the cables and pipes run through, because we thought about it, during the van build, and we did okay.
But there are definitely improvements.
Yeah, because first time and everything, you can always do it better in hindsight. So there's a few places where I would definitely run a different type of conduit, and I would love to improve that. Another thing that annoys the hell out of me: there isn't a storage space for our rucksack. So the red. This rucksack, okay? So this is the going out rucksack. This is where, our laptops and things go, especially when we go for a hike or something, or we don't want to leave the tech in the van. We take this with us, and then, we bring it back and dump it.
On the couch, usually.
Anywhere. It's always in the way, okay? And when you're building your van and, you're thinking about plumbing and all of these technical things, you don't really think about, where to store your daily rucksack. And, because in a, big house, when you have space,
you just dump it on the floor and it doesn't take the floor space anyway.
And you generally don't trip over it. But in a tiny space, you'll definitely notice it, because you're always moving it away from the space that you're about to use.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, you could put it there because you were using the other space. So that is something that I really want to find a space for that rucksack. Again, these are all things that once your lifestyle in the van develop, then you figure out that you need something to deal with that.
Because it's impossible to be able to figure all this out when you're building. That's just how it is.
Yeah, so that's about it. Make sure that you sign up for the free layout planning workshop. We would love to see you there. And the giveaway, if you do want a van build consultation with us, then the link for that is in the description. Just remember to subscribe, leave a comment about where in your van build journey you are, and fill out the form. And at the beginning of every month, we pick a new winner and we get to have a chat with you. Catch up with us in the comments below. We'll love to know how you're doing all.